Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about XDC Network, aka XDC. So with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. So we have been witnessing a large shift from XDC, and what that shift is, well, guess what? They have been announcing some very large moves being made. And a lot of it is internally as well, with a lot of internal players around the space, like Anchor, for an example. Recently, XDC Foundation announced that they were working with Anchor, and this is to integrate the XDC mainnet and testnet chains for RPC on Anchor, which this is going to allow XDC Network to be tapped in and utilized within the Anchor platform. I think that we're seeing a lot of big moves happening around expanding the reach of XDC, which I'm very excited about because, again, it's going to expand XDC as a token, its entire marketplace, which means XDC can be utilized on multiple platforms within the space as well. And I always say multi-chain future is happening, so this is always very exciting to see. Beyond this, we also witnessed XDC, or Xinfin, working with WeFi. WeFi, the insured on-the-chain leverage trading protocol, has announced its launch on the XDC network mainnet, offering lending, leverage trading, bridging, and token staking. WeFi XYZ aims to contribute to the dynamic growth of XDC's ecosystem. And by the way, WeFi, pretty large. I mean, almost 50,000 followers. And this is a big move. I love to see this. This is a major move in the right direction around, again, more expansion and collaboration within the XDC network. So again, love to see stuff like this. Very exciting stuff. And again, this is only going to provide more value for XDC and expand the ecosystem. But also on par with this, Umbrella Network. So Umbrella Network has announced a strategic partnership with XDC Network to empower developers and expand the network's capabilities. Read more about how Umbrella Network's Oracle solutions will enhance the XDC ecosystem and empower developers to access reliable data. Again, this is great stuff. And Umbrella has over 50,000 plus followers as well. What I like about this and what I'm very excited about is all of this has been happening in just the last roughly almost 2 weeks in January. This is a new year, and it seems as though Xinfin is not messing around. They are making very large moves. Don't underestimate some of these players in the space. XDC has been on my radar for a while, and the reason why is because of how big of a giant XDC is without getting the recognition that it deserves. Everyone loves to talk about XRP and XLM, and of course myself included. I love XRP and XLM for what they are doing and for all of the major information behind them, but XDC could very well be the next XRP. And when I say that, I don't mean, oh, it's going to replace XRP. No, I mean that it could be just as big as XRP. And I feel as though everyone needs to be paying attention to the moves that Xinfin has made just this year alone. And we're only roughly 15 days in. Imagine all of the moves that will continue to unfold throughout the rest of this year, especially around the institutional side and even the enterprise grade side. Focus on what XDC is doing and becoming. But also, Sonarverse has integrated the XDC network, bringing its expertise in Web3 data infrastructure. This integration offers enhanced data analysis and accessibility within the network. By the way, Sonarverse, they're a smaller player, less than 1,000 followers. But I still think that people need to pay attention to some of these moves because all of this is based around even trade finance and even real-world asset tokenization. We actually have here, proud to work with XDC Foundation, offering full on-chain data access for XDC and its trade finance real-world asset tokenization. Tailored for institutional use, our blockchain data infrastructure suits the XDC network. So again, we're seeing a heightened focus on institutional adoption and use. This gets me very excited. I've been talking about how 2024 is going to be the year for institutions. And I feel as though the Bitcoin ETFs and things like that, I feel as though that's the start to what's coming. Institutions are all now currently looking at blockchain. They're looking at this space and they're saying, all right, I think I get it. We need to look into this more. We need to do more research, and we need to focus on launching products or scaling products. Maybe they already are in the space and they're doing their research, and they have been doing their research, and now they're getting ready to scale their internal operation. I really do think that we're going to see a big flood coming. But also, check this out. Talking about Bitcoin ETFs, this was posted on the 4th of January. Now, this is while we were still waiting for the Bitcoin ETF to be approved. XDC index sails smoothly with European regulation, a boon for institutional investors. So while the world eagerly awaits the green light for a Bitcoin ETF, a lesser known digital asset index, the XDC index, has already secured regulatory approval through its partnership with Vinter. This strategic move opens the door for a wave of innovative financial products, potentially giving XDC a head start in attracting institutional investors. This is actually a pretty big one to focus on. I personally think that XDC is going to be a major player in the institutional side of things. I feel as though with a lot of the moves made with SBI, for example, I think that we are going to see XDC steal the spotlight for a little bit of time this year. And I don't think anyone is really watching this right now. I mean, when we really look at XDC, I've been talking about XDC for a while. There's been other players out there talking about it as well. But I still feel as though we're not at the point in time where everyone is talking about it. And I think that changes this year. I really think that XDC has an upper hand in the space. They've been working with major institutional players. The SBI move, right? That's something to go back and look at, because I don't think people are realizing how big XDC has become. It's only a matter of time. But also, go all the way back to 2022. XDC Network to integrate groundbreaking DeFi and compliance technology from Securrency. Fast forward to 2023, Securrency gets acquired by DTCC, which we did address. We talked about this, right? But this is a major player in the institutional side and the security side of things. We also know that Wisdom Tree was tapped in with Securrency as well. We don't know what's just going to happen with this just yet, but I do feel as though the DTCC is also focused on some major moves made around DLT and blockchain. They have been working with blockchain and DLT for a while, and I do think that that's why they are acquiring Securrency. I think that they see value here around tokenization. But also remember Securitize. Securitize has been working with XDC and TradeTech since August of 2023 around the US Treasury bond token. This was a big one as well. This is their yield tech platform, which, by the way, has been seeing a big inflow of investment. And some quotes within this were, bringing USTY, the XDC network establishes an unparalleled investment solution for both seasoned investors seeking portfolio diversification and newcomers looking for a stable investment opportunity. USTY combines the flexibility and accessibility of cryptocurrencies with the stability of a US Treasury ETF, creating an efficient and seamless investment experience. Our collaboration with XDC Foundation and Securitize and the use of the XDC network aim to redefine traditional investment paradigms, offering investors a unique, low-cost and cost-efficient opportunity to diversify their portfolios. Like I said, right, as we really look at what's been happening around XDC, it's been around the tokenization and the institutional side of things for a while now. I truly believe that XDC is going to be a massive winner this year. I think all eyes and focus should be on what XDC has become in just the last couple months, because I don't think enough people are talking about this. But also TradeFinix, right? If we go over to TradeFinix, so this has always been the secret sauce, in my opinion, around XDC. They offer a ton of stuff with XDC because, again, this is powered by the XDC protocol. But if we scroll down, you can see what TradeFinix actually is. This is an institutional grade ISO 20022 compliant non-custodial protocol for trade finance built on standardization and built-in liquidity for XDC network via Fathom Dollar FXD. You can see how this all works. You can also scroll down and you can see 4 platforms. You can see Quarter here, Oracle, TradeShift, and even QuickBooks. If you scroll down a little bit more, we could actually see the World Trade Organization and the International Chamber of Commerce talking about TradeFinix and also Xinfin. This is a report. And then also partnership and alliances. You can see all of these big players tapped in with, of course, XDC and TradeFinix. Again, you need to pay attention to what the ecosystem has to really tell you about XDC. But also, TradeFinix, this is their open TradeFi protocol and marketplace for real-world asset pools. 48 million XDC is locked up in this. I don't think I need to tell you guys how small of a number this is and how large this will grow. This has already witnessed over 9 million XDC locked in just the last roughly 30 days, I believe. That's very large. But you can see some of the names of these big players within this, and you can also see the APY / rewards on this. Yield Tech is a big driver. We've been looking at Yield Tech for a while simply because of what Trade Tech has done with XDC and what they have been doing. But 48 million XDC, that's still not nothing to say, oh, that's whatever. That's a small number. It doesn't mean much. This has been growing rapidly. I think that everyone should be looking into this because, again, this is locked up XDC. But beyond this, focus on Securitize a little bit more. Because this Yield Tech move, that's a big one to focus on. But look at the story behind Securitized. They have over 200 plus issuers. They are a pioneer in the digitization of private market securities on the blockchain, for example. And remember, I don't need to tell you guys about DTCC with securities. $2.5 quadrillion worth of securities transactions in 2022 alone. They acquired Securrency, which also had XDC tapped in, but also Securitize, heavily focusing on the securities market. They're digitizing the private market securities within blockchain, but they are also extremely regulated and compliance first. Beyond this, they have, right here, Securitize now has over 1.2 million investor accounts and 3,000 clients. So them working with XDC and also TradeTech, that's a big move. But also, beyond this, the advisory board for Securitize is stacked. I've talked about this in the past. You have SEC players tapped in here. JP Morgan, Barclays. I mean, the New York Commodities Exchange. Guys, the list goes on and on here. IBM, James Wallace, by the way, has been working with Ripple for a while. BBVA. Check out the investors. You have Ripple as one of the major investors. You have SBI as one of the major investors. Major banks are on here. Like I said, XDC is no joke. But also, guess what? With how red hot the tokenization space has become and how big real world assets are, this is a trend to focus on. Check this out. January 29th, 2024, tokenization for real world compliance, business, and digital trade. This is XDC Network with Blockchain Australia. Focus on this event. This is going to be a big event. If we scroll down, check out some of the names that will be there. Obviously, XDC is going to be there, but also Blockchain Australia. We have Australian Centre for International Trade and Investment, Commonwealth Secretariat on the Model Law for Virtual Assets, again, XDC Trade Network, but then the United Nations Commission on International Trade Law, Working Group 4. Guys, this is the connections that XDC Network has. When we look at XDC, they are no joke. I truly believe that XDC is going to be an absolute giant in this space. It's just going to be as big as XLM and XRP. This is one you don't want to miss out on. I truly believe all of these major steps, these Bitcoin ETFs, the talks of institutions, it's now becoming a reality. And a lot of these players, the big thing that I can tell you right now is you want to focus on the names that have been around in the space for a while, that have been focused on what's becoming the big spotlighted attention driver for institutions. For an example, real world assets, tokenization, that's the big talks right now from Larry Fink at BlackRock. Focus on the names in the space that have been building, that have been making the moves that are necessary to become big pieces of the future for the convergence of traditional finance with DeFi and crypto, with finance itself. Focus on the names like XDC. Focus on the names like XRP, XLM, HBAR, Algorand, Casper, QNT. Those are going to be the ones that are still here when regulations come. I truly think that XDC will be a massive player in this revolution happening. Also, if you guys do want to go check out NordVPN right now, you can save 63%. There's going to be a link down in the description below, so in the comments below. This is $3.99 a month. And by the way, yes, you can pay with crypto. You could also pay with PayPal, credit, debit card, all that kind of stuff. But a 2-year plan is only $86.24. And this is an extremely secure VPN service that is the best in class versus all of the other players. So if you guys are interested in it, definitely check it out. Links down in the description below, as well as in the comments below. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys did definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on for guys more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.